Hey guys, in today's video I am prepping my Amaryllis for dormancy. I'm going to be basically editing a live broadcast that I did into a coherent, sort of nicely packaged and edited video. So any tips, tricks, or things that you ought to know when it comes to prepping your Amaryllis for dormancy will be included in this video. I just wrapped up and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, so check out this video. Hey everybody, Tyler here. Thank you so much for checking out this live event. I tried to do streaming, but this, I believe, is more of a webcam situation going on. So I am in my backyard, and this video and today is all about preparing Amaryllis for dormancy. These are all of my little Amaryllis babies, and this one is being pulled out of its pot. As you can see, it has these beautiful, luscious roots, the bulb, and this very verdant, you know, green foliage. So, like I said in this video, I'm going to be sharing all of the steps, tips, and tricks on how to prep these beauties for dormancy. Now, typically we're at the end of August. Usually most people start to prepare these for dormancy in and around the beginning of September. And then I'm going to jump into what dormancy looks like, what that is, what you should do, and all of that. But basically I want to get started with preparing all of these little guys. So this guy actually fell out of the pot this morning. This is part of the pot right here. Anyways, this one is a Ferrari, is the name of this particular flower and variety of Amaryllis. So very beautiful. I think the first thing you want to do is you can keep these guys. It's good to know that you can keep these guys in their pots if you want to over the course of dormancy. These have been in the soil and they are pots for, I believe, like 2 years, so it's time to kind of refresh. So I'm going to be taking them all out of their pots and storing them for dormancy, just kind of, you know, like this. I have these cute little tags that I'm going to be using so that I know which variety they are. But yeah, let's get started and jump into prepping these for dormancy. So we're not going to be touching any of the foliage right now. Basically, the bulb can still kind of take a lot of the energy and whatnot from the leaves. Once these turn yellow or kind of white and they get all wrinkly and dead looking, that's at which point you can kind of cut them off. But for now we're going to leave them as is. I am also going to be trimming the roots on these and just kind of clearing up some of the this kind of, like, you know, dead stuff on the bulb. So yeah, let's get started. I have a ton to do, so thanks so much for checking out this video, and yeah, let's get going. Alright, so, like I said, this is a Ferrari, so the first thing I'm going to do is just get its label kind of going and attached. Let's see here. Alright. Like so. And then I'm just going to kind of peel off some of this browning material around the roots, just a little bit. And then I'm going to give the root system a bit of a trim. Don't need to go too crazy, but just kind of basically cut the roots from the base. They're not going to need their roots for dormancy, obviously. So there is one little guy, many to go. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler, and if you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Very dirty hands here. Or better yet, you can hit that subscribe button to really show me some love. Click on the bell for alerts and notifications for future content. Don't forget to check out my merch page, tylermossop.com, or simply click the shop tab on my YouTube landing page. carefully take this out of the container. Like I said, I've been keeping these in these containers for about a year or two now, so it's time to kind of get a fresh start. So just carefully get rid of there's a look at the roots. Not sure if you can see those. Not as intricate as the last one, but go ahead and put the label on. Now I think the beginning of September is a great time to prep these for dormancy. That will give you enough time. They typically 6 to 8 weeks is a good period for dormancy. You can store these in your basement, in your garage. You basically want to keep them somewhere cool and dark. And like I said, the foliage you can keep on until it's gone all yellow or weird or limp, or basically kind of the bulbs pulled all the energy in from them. You can trim the roots a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do that a bit. This one's not too crazy. And just kind of get rid of some of this excess. And also, I will be explaining how to separate babies. So if you look here, this one here, you can see that it has this kind of separate leaf coming out. That's actually like a little baby bulb coming through. This is variety Cherry Nymph. First things first, just gonna remove about, like I said, leave about an inch worth of roots. Obviously any of the dead, like you can see inside, there's like a whole bunch of weird dead things. Just pull that all off. No problems there. And then there's a ton of this dead skin on it. Let's get rid of some of that. And then, yeah, ever so slightly, you can, so there's one here. And like I said, I'm gonna keep this one on. Just keep cleaning it up. Get rid of this. And this one will be ready and prepped. Now, other than having really vibrant, verdant green foliage, like I said, a really good sign that your bulb has done well over the summer is that it's nice and healthy looking. So it's firm, you know, it's feeling very solid. The bulb is nice and white. Doesn't look like it's kind of molding or anything like that. So this is a really healthy amaryllis bulb, and we know that because it pushed out 2 little babies, twins, for the double dream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add the little labels and put them in my container here. And then I can go through what dormancy actually means for these plants, for these bulbs, and what I'll be doing to ensure that I get some gorgeous blooms and flowers this coming winter. Okay. Oops. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see. Salvage our labels here. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Alright. So, don't need my shears anymore. Just gonna kind of sweep this off onto the ground and show you what I've been working on so far. So I just removed all of my, tired, sorry, it's getting sweaty out here. Just removed all of my amaryllis bulbs from their terracotta containers. They've been living outdoors on my back deck for the summer so that they can rejuvenate and that I can get beautiful blooms. All of these Amaryllis bulbs were in bloom this past winter. After they're done blooming, they will bloom again if you treat them accordingly. So basically, if you, once they've bloomed, let's say December, January, you can cut every time a bloom is finished. You can like prune it off, deadhead it, whatever you want to call it. At the end, when there's no more flowers on a stalk, you can cut the stalk back. And after that's done and the last stalk with the last set of flowers is done blooming, and you cut that back, you can just leave it in its terracotta container and you just like stop watering it for a couple of weeks, then set aside. Over time, the foliage will grow in. And then when summer rolls around, if you live somewhere like me in the Northeast, you can put them outside, basically allowing the foliage to grow in and keeping them outdoors over the course of the summer will help the bulb basically get to a stage where it has everything it needs to bloom again. So basically, once the end of the summer rolls around, we're in late August, early September, you're going to want to remove it from its container. You can actually keep them in their container in dormancy. I am removing them this year because they've been in those containers for a few years. So I'm removing them. I've basically removed most of the dead roots, cut the live roots or the currently living roots back down an inch. Leave all of the foliage on them like so. I've attached a label because I have about 23 varieties. I want to know what's what, and because they all look the same when they are in this form. So as you can see, I have a ton here. So now that they've been cleaned, labeled, removed from their pot, I can go ahead and clean the pots over the next month. Basically, now what the trick is to get these to rebloom is to move them. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these outside and just let them have a day or two to just kind of really dry out any remaining moisture. Just hopefully will help evaporate, dry out basically. And then I'm going to put them into my basement. A dark, cool place is ideal. If you don't have a basement, you can put them in your garage maybe, if that's a cool place, under your sink. I've done that back in the day when I lived in an apartment. And basically you're gonna want to let them sit there undisturbed in the dark, cool place for probably 6 to 8 weeks. And then so if you do that in around September, basically around the end of so we have all September, all of October. So basically at the beginning of November, thereabouts, you can bring them out from that dark, cool place. You can pot them up. I've done a couple of videos on these, so if you're curious on what kind of soil composition to use, you can check out some of the videos I've done, but I like to use terracotta pots, great drainage. Make sure they have drainage holes. You can use, you know, kind of a chunky, I like to use like a chunky, well-draining soil mix because I water these probably only once a week when they're flowering and in the summer. So that's awesome. And yeah, then they will take about probably, I think, 6 to 8 weeks before before they begin to flower and shoot up, and different varieties have different timing and all of that stuff. So pretty exciting, but I'm really excited to have prepped these nicely. If you do, like I did, have some babies come through, depending on the size of them, I've kept the roots on this one. I've added my little label to it. I've only removed the babies for those ones that have their own foliage. I doubt that this is going to flower this next season, but I'm still going to just keep it going through the whole process, the life cycle of an amaryllis. Well, that's it for me. Definitely leave a comment down below if you aren't already subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Miss you guys already. Until the next one.